questa è l'Italia.
Hey folks, this is Chris. Good to see you. Good to be seen. This is my office. That's the quilt my mom made me. So it's okay to hang it up if your mom made it for you, right? So Ann, my friend Ann from Ann's Running Commentary, asked me to record a short video for her collection. So I will. And one of the things we talked about was heart rate training. And I just started doing more heart rate training in the last couple of years. Mostly I was a Ironman watch, just checking my pace kind of guy. But the question is, why do you want to do heart rate training? And heart rate training is useful for a number of reasons. But the first one is primarily heart rate training gives you a relative measure of effort and fitness versus pace, right? So your pace on any given day, might be slower or faster depending on the terrain. For me, I travel a lot, so I get jet lag. It screws up my pace if you're feeling well, your nutrition. But your heart rate is a more true measurement of that fitness level and that effort. So regardless of the pace, you can get the same level of workout with your heart rate. It's sort of a lowest common denominator measurement. So it's going to be constant. The second reason is, as you get older, I know you may not be getting older, but I've heard that as people get older, their paces drop off. And so if you're used to designing your training plans around specific paces, you get sort of lost as your performance levels fall off because you don't know whether you should be training that tempo run at a 7:15 or maybe now it's a 7:20 or a 7:25 pace. But your heart rate, the effort level, is constant. If it's a zone 5, it's a zone 5 regardless of the pace. And so as your performance level goes up and down or tails off, your heart rate, the effort level, is a truer measure of the effort. And the other one is the heart rate allows you to get zone 2 training. And typically when we're out training, we're out running, we go out for an easy run, believe it or not, we're running at a zone 3. And heart rate zones, we'll explain that, your best bet is to look that up or ask a coach about the different heart rate zones. But typically there's 5 zones, right? 1 is walking, 5 is all out racing as hard as you can, and in between are the important ones, 2, 3, 4. 4 is going to be a high effort level tempo. 3 is going to be your normal training pace. But 2 is very important, and you never really can find 2 without actually measuring your heart rate, because 2 is going to be a very lower heart rate, but you're still training, and it's just very difficult to find that if you're looking at pace alone or effort level alone. And it really helps you understand and build fitness at that lower intensity, and it really helps you build your engine, and that's it's very valuable, that zone 2 training. And also lets you know when you're overtraining. So if you're doing your tempo runs in a mid zone 4 or a high zone 5, you're doing that too hard. You're not getting as much benefit out of that. So it really lets you measure those things. The other thing is, with that zone 2 especially, it allows you to focus on, once you have that heart rate to measure, you're in the right zone. It allows you to measure to practice other things without having to worry about effort level or intensity. So you can practice your form, you can practice your foot turnover, your foot speed, your landing, your core, all that stuff, that good disciplined stuff that you can practice once you can stop worrying about effort level. So heart rate lets you do that, and so it's really interesting. And I learned a lot over the last couple of years by doing some heart rate based training. And the best way to get into it, it's really hard to figure out because everybody's heart is different. I have a really low heart rate, but what you can do is find a coach like Coach Jeff, which Ann uses Coach Jeff as well. He can set you up at what your max is, what your min is, and then figure out what your zones are, because everybody's max and min is different, and everybody's zone splits are different as well. So I have a different spread than the next person, and if you're off by 5-10%, it really makes a difference. So it's important to dial those heart rate zones in. So that's what I got. Other than that, Ann, my heart rate always goes up when I'm talking to Ann, right? So all right, we'll see you. Ciao.